What's up? I don't really need to tell you guys who I am because you can just see who I am. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe and follow if you want to follow this build and want to know more about this system. But let's get right into it. Right now, what I bought recently, not recently, but a couple months ago, I bought a Cyma Mark 18 or Cyma EMG Mark 18 gas blowback. I have not seen a single review about this gun. It's it's great. It's got its cons, it's got its pros. But I want to start posting more about this system because I had a hard time taking it apart and putting it back together, and having people to talk to about this because no one had it, no one was posting about it. So I might as well be the first, if not the first, maybe a certain someone that can start a community talking about this guy. Okay, so let's get right into it. Alright, this is the Mark 18. They have a Noveski version. I also worked on that for a friend, and thing works great. But let me get into some of the positives and negatives about the gas system. So I'll go over the positives first. It's accurate, very accurate. You shoot 2/8 in a straight line for about 30 to 40 meters. It's great. I'll be honest. The only issue with the accuracy on this thing is the fact that it only shoots 2/8. Up until you warm it up and it kicks in, you kind of like work the hop up in, then you can start hopping 3.0s and 3.2s. The reliability factor is very good. I will say it has not broke on me in these 6-7 months of a lot of fucking usage. A lot. This thing is like a pack mule. This thing gets kicked around, falls. I drop this thing on a constant rate. Like, this thing has been a beast. Alright. I took it to Milsom West. This was the only gun I took to Milsom West as in I was very confident in my ability, or in this gun's ability, to work the entire 48 hours. I'll be real with you. I took it to Milsom West, and dude, that thing performed perfectly. Yeah, in cold weather it slowed down a little bit, but that is what it is with gas blowbacks. It's every single one. It's every single one. Is what it is. But I will tell you, this thing performed great. I'm glad I bought it. Or I'm glad I brought it to Milsom West. Another positive, it's full metal, foregrip, handguard, upper and lower, it's all metal. It's great. It could be a positive or a negative. It could be, positive if you like heavy, real weighted guns, or it can be a negative if you hate that shit. It's whatever you want to do. Mags are not really that heavy, but they're gas blowback mags. They feel a little weight to them. It's got good kick. It's nice for the realism factor. It's not as much kick as a VFC, or a GHK, but I will say that it's nice. It works well, and has some nice kick. Has some nice realism factor to it. Because that's all we're looking for with gas blowbacks, and we're looking for accuracy to compete with AEGs. But that'll eventually happen. It's really easy to work on. It's hard at first, but then as soon as you figure it out, it's like the thing comes apart and gets put back together in like 5 minutes. You can take this entire thing apart and put it back together in less than 5 minutes. I promise you that. It's got a lot of aftermarket parts. Because it's MWS compatible. It's got a couple Tokyo Marui parts you can put in there. They just have to be T8 specific. But there's a couple of Tokyo Marui, like the dynamic precision nozzle you can put in here, even though they don't make the stock nozzle for this gun yet. But if you're in a pinch, you can put that nozzle in there and it'll work fine. The hop-up units, you can put whatever hop-up nub you want from an MWS to whatever in there, and it'll work fine. At least from my experience. So those are the positives. I'll move on to the negatives to make it see if it's worth the $600 price tag. I say yes, just because I've had a lot of fun with this thing, and personally, it's one of my favorite guns. But that's up to you guys. I'm doing a review, telling you guys my experiences within the last 8 months with this thing. So the cons is the FPS issue. Right out of the box, if you live in Florida, this thing's going to shoot 2.2 joules. It says 1.5 in any of the reviews. If you look at e-bike, they're showcase the Noveski N4, and they're really harping on this thing that it only shoots 1.5. Their argument will always be, oh, just put an MPAS in it. Oh, weather is different for gas blowbacks. But in their advertisement, it says in all weather units or in all weather conditions, this thing is supposed to shoot exactly how it would in 80 degrees as it would in 40. We all know that's not going to happen. But unfortunately, since I live in Florida, I went over to Black Tiger and chronoed at 2.2. MPAS is necessary for this gun if you live in Florida. I don't know anywhere else. In Tennessee, when I was doing the Milsim West game, I'm at 1.0 joule right now in Florida, and I went over to Tennessee and it was like probably 30, 40, no, it was like 50, 60 degrees. I was shooting 1.5. It fluctuates, but a NPAS is completely necessary, and you can take the bolt apart and put an NPAS in there, so you don't have to buy a whole new nozzle setup like you do with a GHK, which is great. There's a mag issue with the Lancer Tacticals, where the FPS will be at you'll get it at 1.5 for the first shot, and it'll keep going down. 1.5, 1.45, 1.3 or 4, 1.35. It'll go down at a constant rate. Like, it'll be very consistent going down, but it won't be consistent staying at a certain area. So I've been trying to contact e-bike and get a solution for this issue. Let's see if I can do it at home, or they're gonna have to do some quality control issues over at Lancer. Next con, I would say it has a really bad full auto issue. If you like full auto, you're not gonna want this gun, because everyone likes to put a suppressor on their gun. It's not the best full auto. This thing will cycle, it'll shoot full auto, but the BBs will just kind of, shit out the barrel, like just, roll out the barrel and not work too well. It'll cycle and feed and lock back like a normal gas blowback would, but for some reason this thing just doesn't feed while doing full auto. I gotta figure out that issue, but I'm not really a man for full auto, so it's not really big of an issue for me because I don't use it that much. If you use full auto a lot, that's going to be a big issue for you, and whether it's going to tell you to buy this gun or not buy this gun. Another con I would say is the pistol grip in this gun. This is Magpul, and this is Magpul. This is not stock at all in the slightest. It sucked. It was bad. It was like, it basically was like this. It was like this one right here, but it had a little wedge at the front right here where you put your finger in. So anytime, your finger slipped out, you would like start honestly cutting yourself. You'd almost kind of cut yourself or just rub your finger dry, and it just sucked. So I instantly replaced that. And then the stock. I didn't like the stock because it was bigger. It was like kind of bulkier. So I put a Magpul like slim stock on this, and I haven't had an issue, and I've had a lot of fun with it, and it's very comfortable. So to conclude with this gun, it's a good gun. I've had good experiences with it. I like it. Is it worth the $600 price tag? I would say yes. I would say yes because of just, the NPAS. You're gonna have to put an NPAS in this. You're gonna have to be a little techy with this gun. But that's kind of how gas blowbacks go if you're buying one. You have to learn how to tech on your gun. I would say yes for the performance, the reliability factor. Yeah, it's worth 600. Sorry, my computer fell asleep. But for $600, in my opinion, you should have an MPass already installed in this. This thing should come stock with an MPass, and you shouldn't have a mag issue where the FPS keeps going down. It's just not good. But if you can kind of get past those things, the gun still works literally fine with all those fucking quote unquote issues. But the gun still works literally like a dream. I promise you that. I'm competing with AEGs, and I'm kicking ass. That's kind of my opinion for this gun. Just be careful with it, clean it, make sure don't over lube it. This ain't no AR-15 that loves fucking lube and you can just squirt like 6 pounds of fucking lube in this thing. No. It will jam and it will cause mud because, you know, when dirt gets in contact with water or any type of liquid, it bunches up. That's what it will do in your gun. So stay away from that shit of, oh, my gun's not working, let me soak it in oil. One thing I will say this gun does have, compared to everything else, like an MWS or a GHK, this gun has an adjustable trigger already built into it, which is fucking fantastic. You can adjust how light or how heavy you want to pull the trigger for it to go off. Name a GHK that has that. Name a MWS that has it. They don't. They all have like set trigger boxes, which is really great. And I do think that was a very good thought process to work with. Let me know if you guys want to see me explore the system a lot more and you guys want to know and have any questions, write them down in the comments. Remember, like and subscribe but like I said, let me know if you guys have questions. I'm going to keep posting videos about this and each upgrade that I'm doing. Make sure you say that in the comments so I know that I can make a video about that, stating what I did and what my build is. Because this thing isn't far from stock, but it definitely is modified. I appreciate you watching. I hope this helped you. If you got any questions, like I said, write them down in the comments. Alright, peace out.